For the first time since the pandemic, there's no more curfew across Metro Manila. Seating capacity in public transportation is also raised to 70% starting today. Comelec spokesperson James Jimenez refutes the camp of presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos and flags the supposed misleading use of Jimenez's statement on the petition filed against BBM. In less than 5 minutes, presidential aspirant Vice President Leni Robredo lays out her COVID response plan if elected president. And programs from Cignal and TV5 are once again nominated in this year's Asian TV Awards. Focused and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. For the first time since the pandemic broke out, curfew hours will no longer be enforced in Metro Manila. Though minors are still subject to curfew rules as set by the respective LGUs, this is the first time since the pandemic broke out that there will be no sweeping curfew over the metropolis. Starting today, buses and jeepneys in NCR and nearby areas will also be allowed to carry up to 70% capacity. That's up from the current 50% limit and comes as drivers grapple with 2 months of oil price hikes.
Itong pag-increase ng passenger capacity to 70%, limitado muna sa NCR, the neighboring provinces of Bulacan, Rizal, Laguna, and Cavite.
The LTFRB also said plastic barriers inside jeepneys are no longer required. Last week, Transport Department officials admitted that they've not seen any medical studies anywhere that showed the plastic barriers preventing COVID-19.
It was found out that public transport capacity has no significant correlation with the number of COVID-19 cases. High vaccination rate prompts an increase in public transport capacity.
Though Metro Manila mayors have agreed to lift the unified curfew in Metro Manila, one of them says there's a downside to this decision. Makati Mayor Abby Binay says the increase in mobility due to the lifting of the curfew could also lead to the return of a higher crime rate in the capital. She meanwhile reminds citizens of Makati that they still have a local ordinance forbidding minors or those aged 18 years and below from leaving their homes past 10 p.m. without a parent or guardian.
Kailangan din tayong mas maging vigilant dahil syempre mahirap ang panahon ngayon. Uso ang hold-upan, uso ang staksyan, so kailangan maging maingat tayong lahat. Kaya yun din naman ang bilin ko sa kapulisan dahil wala nang curfew sa bukas.
Navotas Mayor Toby Tiangco says he fully supports the move, noting that this could help small businesses recover from pandemic losses. He also says the extended mall hours also gives the opportunities for people getting off work to shop before heading home. However, the mayor reminds Navotas residents that the curfew for minors, which starts from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., is still in place.
Madaming mga maliliit na negosyo nagsusupply ng kung ano-anong produkto sa mga malls, no? So the idea is kung mabubuhay, magkakaroon ng trickle-down effect doon sa maliliit na negosyo.
Comelec spokesperson James Jimenez clarifies that he has not made any comment on the petition filed to cancel Bongbong Marcos' certificate of candidacy. Jimenez earlier said that Marcos Jr. does not possess any of the criteria for the disqualification of a candidate. But the spokesman clarified that this statement came before the filing of the petition for Bongbong's disqualification. The clarification came after the camp of Marcos Jr. issued a press release saying that Comelec did not find any clear basis on the disqualification case filed against BBM. And Jimenez says this press release is misleading. But Fidesz Lim, one of the petitioners in Marcos Jr.'s COC cancellation case, is not letting Comelec off the hook. And speaking to 1PH, he said the Comelec can act on the issue of Bongbong's controversial candidacy even without a petition.
He does not have that kind of moral integrity, character, honesty, transparency required of a presidential candidate. When he checked that box na that wala naman daw siyang prior conviction which carries with it the perpetual disqualification from public office, and in fact also carries disqualification from the right to vote and to participate in any election.
Presidential aspirant Leni de Guzman condemns Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s repeated deceit of Filipinos. In a series of tweets, de Guzman admitted that defeating Marcos Jr. in the presidential elections will ultimately stop the Marcos family's return to Malacanang. However, Leni believes that the law is clear that Bongbong Marcos should not be allowed to run for president after violating the Internal Revenue Code, and he added that the electoral system must be changed to prevent murderers and plunderers, as well as members of political dynasties from seeking public office. On the other hand, Senator Risa Ontiveros agreed that the tax evasion case against Marcos Jr. is a valid issue. Speaking to 1PH sa Totoo Lang, Ontiveros said that candidates and politicians should set a good example for the proper payment of taxes.
Lahat tayong mga mamamayan ay obligadong magbayad ng buwis at lalo na kaming mga nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno ay dapat sumunod sa ganyang batas at magpakita din ng ganyang tamang halimbawa. So palagay ko valid issue yan na i-raise, lalo na yung mga tumatakbo sa pinakamataas na posisyon. So tignan natin kung paano ito re-resolbahin.
Meanwhile, Vice President and presidential aspirant Leni Robredo has outlined her response plan to finally rid the country of the specter of COVID-19. In an uploaded video, Robredo talked about her kalayaan sa COVID plan on Wednesday. Part of her plans include prioritizing public health and other issues linked to the pandemic, such as poverty, hunger, unemployment, and education. The Vice President also stressed the importance of stopping corruption to ensure effective and efficient governance.
Marami dito, matagal na nating iminungkahi at nagpatakbo na tayo ng mga programa. Panahon na para maipatupad ang mga ito ng malawakan para higit nating mabawasan ang pagdurusa at pagluluksa. Kayang ipatupad dito gamit ang resources at makinarya ng pambansang gobyerno. Kailangan na nating tuluyang makalaya para tayo'y makahinga muli.
Robredo also visited Tarlac to witness the rollout of the second dose of vaccination of Capas residents and indigenous peoples. She then went to meet her supporters and reiterated her proposed initiatives towards recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. Four programs from TV5 and Cignal have received nominations at this year's Asian TV Awards. Let's hear the details in this report from MJ Morfori.
The Kapatid Network and Cignal TV are set to finish the year on a high note. Four of their programs just got nominated at the Asian TV Awards, starting off with Usapang Real Life with News 5 chief Luchi Cruz Valdez, which got nominated for Best Talk Show. Cignal TV's hashtag See Us Stronger, the special coverage of the Tokyo Olympics, is up for the best live sports coverage. In the running to be the best sports program is Basketball Almanac, while Singaling, which just got a record high ratings over the weekend, qualified for the best adaptation of an existing format.
And thank you very much, of course, sa suporta na binibigay ng ating mga kaawit-bahay dahil, ayun, nakikita yung fruit ng tinatawag natin na ating pinipitas ngayon.
It is a 26th iteration of the awards and has received 300 nominations over 51 categories. Announcement of winners will be held sometime in December. For News 5, MJ Marfori, we are One News.
Good news for all parents. Cignal is now offering Fun Learning at Home, a program that provides fun, educational, and age-appropriate content for kids to enjoy. From educational shows to well-loved cartoons, Fun Learning at Home has it all. The campaign aims to encourage children's curiosity to enrich their online school experience with carefully curated content for kids of all ages. Let's watch this.
Hello, mommies and daddies. With online distance learning as our kids' new reality, Cignal TV is here to make the experience safe and worry-free. Maximize your kids' screen time with carefully filtered and age-appropriate shows. Engage your kids' senses and help broaden their imagination. Let them explore through a series of adventures and keep them active through exciting content. Pique your kids' curiosity, open the door to new discoveries, and boost their creativity. Virtual education can be fun and entertaining. Join us in creating an enjoyable and inspiring world for kids. Fun learning at home never stops with Cignal.
Here are the stories to watch out for later today. Akbayan will be holding a protest against Bongbong Marcos outside the Comelec National Office to call for his disqualification in the 2022 elections. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee will resume its probe into the Health Department's alleged misuse of funds, including the supposed non-payment of special risk allowances to health workers. And the DENR is dismantling illegal fish pens in Cavite this morning. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Cignal Play. Just register for a free account at www.cignalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.